Hello, I am Stats Haddon. Today, I'll be giving a refresher on fractions. I'll be covering the terms, the types, and operations of a fraction. First, we are going to cover the terms of a fraction. The numerator is a number above the line. The denominator is a number below the line. The numerator indicates how many equal parts the whole is considered. The denominator indicates how many parts the whole is divided into. Now we are going to cover three types of fractions. The proper fraction has a smaller numerator than the denominator. An improper fraction has an equal or greater numerator than the denominator. A mixed number has a whole number with a proper fraction. Next, we will cover operations. To change an improper fraction to its equivalent mixed number, we will perform division. First, we divide the numerator by the denominator. 5 divided by 3 gives us 1 whole number and 2 remainders. To change a mixed number to an improper fraction, we perform the opposite of division and multiply. First, we multiply the whole number by the denominator. 4 multiplied by 10 equals 40. Next, we add the product to the numerator. 40 plus 6 equals 46. Then the sum becomes a new numerator and we keep the same denominator. When working with fractions, it is always easier to have a fraction in its simplest form. A fraction is said to be in its simplest form when 1 is the common factor of the numerator and the denominator. In this example, 1 is the only number that 8 and 9 can be divided by. In order to simplify a fraction, we find the largest number that divides evenly into both the numerator and the denominator. 2 is the largest number that both 4 and 6 can be divided by. This gives us the simplest form of 4 over 6, which is 2 over 3. In order to perform addition or subtraction of 2 or more fractions, we must first transform each fraction into like terms. This means that each fraction must have a common denominator. First, we find the lowest common multiple of the two denominators. The lowest common multiple for 9 and 7 is 63. In this example, we multiply 7 into the first fraction's numerator and denominator to get a like fraction of 35 over 63. Then we multiply 9 into the second fraction's numerator and denominator. This will result in a like fraction of 9 over 63. Now that we have a common denominator in each fraction, we can simply add the numerators. This gives us 44 over 63. Since there is no number greater than 1 that can be divided into the numerator or the denominator, this fraction is in its simplest form. Next, I'm going to be covering multiplication of fractions. First, we start by multiplying both numerators. In this example, we have 9 multiplied by 2. This results in a new numerator of 18. Then we multiply both denominators. In this example, we have 4 multiplied by 3. This results in a new denominator of 12. Now that we have a new fraction, we must reduce it to its simplest forms. In this example, we can see that both numerator and denominator can be divided by 6. This results in a new fraction of 3 over 2. Now, looking back at our multiplication example, we can also use another process called the cancellation process. In the cancellation process, we divide out factors common to the numerator and denominator. It must be noted that dealing with more than 2 fractions, you can only use this process on a pair of fractions at a time. The cancellation process works by using a factor of one numerator and the opposite denominator, and/or the denominator and opposite numerator. In the example, we can divide the first numerator by 3 and the opposite denominator by 3. We can also divide the first denominator by 2 and the second numerator by 2. The results leave us with a 3 over 2 for the first fraction and a 1 over 1 for the second fraction. Lastly, we're going to be covering the division of fractions. We'll be using the reciprocal method. The reciprocal method takes the second fraction, inverts it, And then the problem becomes a multiplication of the first fraction and the new second fraction. Once the reciprocal method has been completed, we follow the same rules as we would for multiplication. First, we can use the cancellation process on the first numerator and the second denominator, resulting in 2 over 9 multiplied by 3 over 1. We can complete a second cross cancellation on the first denominator and the second numerator. This results in 2 over 3 multiplied by 1 over 1. Our end result is now 2 over 3. In this refresher, we covered the terms, types, and operation of a fraction. I hope this video helped build on your understanding of fractions and the different mathematical problems you will experience during your training.